Good morning, everyone. I am Brandon Gaylor with Gaylor Property Service, and today I've got 2 hauls to do, and I'll probably go to that family house that I've been going to, that the family member died, and either do some junk removal or cut some brush. That's what we've got to get done at that house. So, first job today, I've got a gravel haul, and it is number 10 screening size. I'll put the picture of it in so you can see what it looks like. I've never gotten this before. It's real small. It's kind of like crush and run, but just a crush. It's in Clinton. I just got the load this morning in the Rogers Group in Harriman. It was, let's see, I got 2.2 tons, and it was $47.58. And I'll sell it for $170. So that's how much money I'll make on it. About $122. I try to charge about $125 for delivery, so sometimes I get a little bit more, sometimes I get a little bit less. After that, I've got to haul some river rock to Knoxville. It's the large size too, and not the like 2 to 5 inch that I normally get. So it's a pretty big rock. It's gonna be a good, like, I guess, football to basketball size rock. Then after that, I headed to that house. Yesterday, we had Jackson and Beverly with me. I didn't film, but we did 2 gravel hauls. Well, we went to the dump, to the landfill, and then did 2 gravel hauls. And Jackson did all right the first couple hours, but after that, he's just restless and wanting out of his car seat. He just wants to stretch around and be out of it. He's not going to be the best to haul around all day, drive around with. So today they're at home. He's, I think, still sleeping. Starting to wake up. It's 8:49 right now, so almost 9 o'clock. He slept pretty good last night. He's got a good about 8 hours of sleep in, plus another hour or 2, maybe 3 this morning too. So he's doing pretty good. He's growing a lot. Put some pictures in of him right here, and let's head on to Clinton. Also, some big news I have this week is yesterday I was offered to, actually the day before, Monday, let's see, on Tuesday, 2 days ago, I was offered to buy a business. It is a landscape supply company. I've actually bought some rock and mulch and stuff from them before. The owner is like best friends with my father-in-law, and he's wanting out. He bought it. His dad originally started the business back in the 90s or early 2000s, and he sold out to a group that ran it the last few years. And his son, that owns it now, bought it last year. So I'm gonna look into that and look into all the numbers. I'm gonna meet with him and look into the numbers and see what it makes and all that. See what it's worth to me. It's got, I'll go by there one day and probably film it, but it's got different river rock they sell. They sell mulch and compost, topsoil, sand, I think, gravel. It's got a Bobcat, or it's a Gale, I think it's G-E-H-L, like a skid steer that they load with. He's got a screener for the topsoil. He's got a like 1-ton dump truck, like an F-350. I think it's a 7.3 turbo one too, so that makes it worth a little bit more. It'll haul 5 tons. He also has a big Ford dump truck, which will haul 10 tons, but he said he wants to keep it. And that's probably the piece of equipment I'd want more than anything. So I would like to get that big dump truck or buy one to replace it. I'd rather just keep that one, since I think it's got a diesel Cummins in it. So I think it's a pretty good truck, and he just put new tires on it. So anyways, it's right on the highway in Harriman, right next to an Ace Hardware. It's been established for a long time, but it's just got a little shack they do the business out of, and it's got a sign that you can barely see. So a lot of people probably drive right by it and don't even know it's there. He does a little bit on Facebook, but not much, like just on his personal page. So I mean, it could be could have a shop it could have a better road front presence and a better internet presence. So that would boost sales a lot, I'm sure. Plus just me pushing it and stuff like that. But I guess the biggest negative to me is you have to be there to man it. He's open from 9 to 5, or no, 9 to 4 every day, except for Sunday. And in wintertime, I think he just does calls. He doesn't stay there all day. Him and his dad are running it right now. His dad is the one that stays there and runs the actual store and loads people, and then he's the one out doing deliveries and picking stuff up. So I would have to hire somebody to man the store while I do deliveries. And also, if I wanted to do junk removal and the brush removal and all that other stuff, it may be too much for just me to do. I may have to hire a crew to do that kind of stuff too. I don't know. Big business decision to do. He's also willing to owner finance it, so I don't really have to come with the money on my own. I just pay him money every month until it's paid off out of the profits. And one negative too, it doesn't come with land. You have to lease the land from the same person he's leased it from since the beginning. So, but it's something to think about. I've also got several other business ideas to do, but we're going to stick to Gaylor Property Service for now and probably add more things to this business or transition to something else. It just depends what we decide to do, what we feel led to do, what me and Beverly decide to do. So whatever's right for us, hopefully. I just delivered the gravel to the lady in Clinton. She was super nice. She was from California, moved here. She is wanting me to come back sometime and cut some brush for her and haul it off. She's got a fence line that keeps getting grown up with briars and stuff like that, and she wants it all cut back to the fence. So I think she's got 2 acres, so it's a pretty good stretch of fence. She said she keeps seeing snakes and she wants to get her brush and stuff cut back, and then she's also wanting mulching from her house, mulch or more gravel, so maybe we'll do that in the future too. That's one of the best things about the gravel and rock hauling jobs is I get to meet all these new customers and they see the other things I do, like the brush removal or mulch and stuff like that. So she probably had never seen me before on getting the brush cut, but she got me for gravel, or she seen me for the gravel, and now she knows I do brush. So she should be a repeat customer. So that's one of the best things about hauling gravel and rock to me. Now we're headed to a garden center to get some river rock and take it to a customer in Knoxville. Good morning, everyone. It's actually the next day from where I left off. Where I left off, I was going to get the big river rock in Oak Ridge. I went and got that. It was 5 loads or 5 scoops of it, and it's probably about 3 tons. It was overweight, and that cost me like $438 or $39, I think, and I sold it for $570. There's also a tip involved. Picked it up, they loaded me up and all that. Like some of these rocks were probably over 100 pounds each. They're that big. And I drove to the lady's house in Knoxville. I backed up there to where she wanted them, helped her lay some tarps down on her driveway. And I tried to dump and it wouldn't do anything. So I unloaded probably 15, maybe 20 of them by hand, and then it dumped after that. It was still probably 2.5 or a little more tons, but it dumped it. So it was a little overweight, not too bad though. I've had it that way before. It's never been an axle or hurt anything, so it just doesn't like to dump it. And if you go much over 2.5 tons, it won't dump. That's what it's rated for. Anyways, that was $570, and she gave me a 10% tip. And she paid with a card. So on my House Call Pro app, you put in their card information, and then you give it to the phone to them, and it asks them for a tip. They can do like 10, 15, or 20%, I think. And then, or no tip. And then they do that, and then they sign it. And then I send her a receipt. So all that works on the House Call Pro app. And because I had that app and I could do credit cards, she gave me a 10% tip. So that was an extra $57. So with that tip, it ended up being $627. That's extra $57 I got. And that paid for the credit card fee of 3% too. So that's something I may need to start doing, is if you pay with the card, add in 3% for the credit card fee. That way I'm not hit with, it's I guess it ended up being $627, 3% of that. That's quite a bit of money. When out of that, I'm really only making, I make $125 for hauling plus the tip. So if it was just $125 by itself, that'd be probably money about $15 or more out of that. So it'd be cutting into my profit. So today we are, after that job, I was gonna head to the family member's house that died and clean some of it up, cut some brush. But instead I got some lunch and took it to my dad's store, and we ate lunch together and talked a little bit. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. I haven't been to the store in probably a couple of months. So it was good catching up with him and seeing him. And then after that I went home for the day and went to UPS later that evening. Now today I'm heading to the family member's house. That's the only thing I've got going today. My father-in-law and another guy's got a skid steer they're bringing today, so that should help us get some brush cut and all that. So I don't know if I'll film much of that or not. If not, I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll show you around that landscape supply store sometime here soon. See y'all. Bye. So here's the inside of this house as soon as you walk through the front door. And this is after several trips to the landfill already, plus taking out a trailer full of Hot Wheel cars and sports cards, mainly baseball cards. There's all kinds of junk everywhere. And this looks a lot better than it used to. This house is going to be cleaned up and fixed up some and then sold by the family.